Today we're gonna see how the XC middle child rides. In our last episode, we built this up in XC mode, or at least as close as it's ever gonna get to XC mode from me. You're not gonna see me in Lycra anytime soon. This is a test to see how it stacks up against the Banshee Paradox V3 built with the exact same components. I'm here with my wife, Dusty Betty. She's on her DB9, slackened out. And the geo on these two bikes is almost identical at the moment. So which would you rather have, the carbon DB9 or the Thai middle child? I don't know yet myself, we're about to find out. This is the same exact trail I took the Banshee on. I'm trying to recreate that whole experience. Stack's a little lower on this, I can feel that. I wouldn't mind a tiny bit of a riser bar. Maybe a 35 mil riser on here. I've got the chain stays all the way back in 430 mode at the moment. Just trying to compare it to that Banshee once again. It had 430 chain stays. Oh, this is still super fun. Super similar to the Paradox. Yeah, it still retains that really fun, sporty style without being sketchy. It's weird, the reach feels a tiny bit shorter on the middle child for some reason. I kind of want to go with a 50 mil stem in this setup. This is killing it out here. Put weight on that outside foot. There's no reason to dip it if you don't weight it. There you go. Especially on side hills like that. Look through the corner. Look to your exit. Oh, this bike gets up and sprints just like the Banshee. Very similar feel. Oh, what a joy. Nice cornering. Good, she's pumping everything. That's how you ride, especially a hardtail. A little bit harder to manual with the lower stack at the moment. Not tons lower. Oh, it still feels amazing. What's incredible is how similar this feels to the Banshee. Got a little bit more springiness to it. You can feel the frame material. Feels more like a leaf spring than a rigid pipe. And the Banshee's still supple on the back end. This just has a lively feel to it. They're both great bikes, just slightly different. Nice riding. Oh, this is so much more fun riding with you. Bottom bracket does not feel too low. No pedal strikes. Chainstay does feel a little long. I'm going to shorten it up. So check it out. On the trail, we're going to adjust the chainstay. That is pretty cool. That is pretty cool to be able to do on the trail. So we're probably running about 422 right now. See if that makes manuals easier. It should. See if I can feel that 7 mil chain. Oh, it's so not noticeable yet. Not even clipped in.
I can do that.
Nice. Feels so close to the Banshee. Comparisons, I don't know. They're so similar. If there's anything different, it's like 1 or 2%. And that could be attributed to fresh legs or what I ate for breakfast or the temperature. Both of these bikes are fantastic bikes. The stack just feels slightly lower on this. That's the main thing I'm noticing. This isn't quite as zippy and light feeling as the DB9, but it's a little more composed on the downs and more stable feeling like you can push it hard. I prefer the DB9 a little on the ups and this on the downs. The Paradox felt a little burlier for some reason. It's not. Could be that stiffer front end. Could be the ride of aluminum. It felt like it wanted to, like you could charge as hard as you wanted. Beautiful day. Still a joy to climb on this thing. I love it. A little more tired today, so this bike doesn't feel quite as zippy as the Banshee. But that's more my legs, I think. Oh my goodness, look at that. Incredible. Oh yeah. Woo! It's fun. Bike feels really balanced right now. Put weight on your left leg, all your weight on it. There you go. Oh, this is playful with that shorter rear end. Yeah. That's good. Oh yeah. Hitting the cushion a lot more for some reason today. Woo! Spicy. Oh man, this is so good. Oh yeah, that is so fun. This accelerates quick. It's still got that edge of control feel. This is almost identical to the Banshee. Except it's got that shorter end now, which I actually like. Being able to manual just a little better. Oh, this bike just wants to dance in this setup. So good. It's easy to weight and unweight the bike and set up for corners well. Carves really well. And it still wants to steer entirely through the feet, which I love. That's what the slack 66-degree head angle is doing. I don't have to steer with the bars like a lot of XC bikes, which makes it just rip in this stuff. When you learn how to corner properly, mountain biking becomes unlocked. And corners are even more fun than jumps. You want to see someone that corners really well? Watch Jeff Kendall lead. Watch how little his stem moves. It's almost always perfectly straight when he's riding, even on big corners, because he knows how to steer with his feet. Also check out Simon Lawton or any pro downhiller. They all know how to steer with their feet. Yeah, on the downs I like this a lot more than the DB9. And this does retain the hard charging attitude that I felt on the Banshee. I'm gonna say the titanium is a tiny bit more forgiving in the front end. That Banshee's a little stiff in the head tube angle, head tube area. Oh, they're so close it doesn't even matter. Get what's available and what your budget can afford. So good. This is what mountain biking's all about right here. Yeah. Oh, this carves corners. I'm actually digging that slightly shorter rear end. Oh, so good. This is why I ride. For some reason, I'm hitting the cush core a lot more on the rear. Probably hit it 6 or 7 times today. wonder if my tire pressure dropped a little overnight. Yeah, my tire pressure dropped a little overnight. I'm gonna add some in there. It's really soft right now. That's probably 13. All right, that might make it feel a little snappier on the climbs today. Yeah, that's better. Funny how just a couple PSI can make a big difference. Oh, I'm in the wrong gear. But I can motor through it because this thing's so light. So good. Yeah. I love that you can shorten the rear end on this compared to the Banshee. Super composed, steers well, climbs extremely well. It's weird, the head angle feels just a tad slacker today than when I was on that Banshee. It shouldn't, but it does just a little. So good. This tire is on the edge of control. This would be a really fun single speed setup too, with this Geo and these wheels. Woo-hoo-hoo! On the edge of control. Oh, what a beautiful ride. This is riding better with a little more pressure in that back wheel. Yeah, it's a lot quicker with that tire. I even like the down a little better with a little more pressure. Seat angle feels a little bit steeper on the Banshee too. I think it's a tie. I like the Banshee more, 5% more on the way the front end feels. I don't know how to describe it. It's just, maybe it is that stiffness. The front end just feels like it wants to charge. This charges too, just fine. But I prefer this 5% more because of the short rear end. So really it's splitting hairs. Both are fantastic. I'd be totally happy on either one. And they're far more similar than they are dissimilar. Oh, so fun to sprint up hills. This thing loves to sprint. It's crazy how much momentum you can carry up the hills with the light wheels. A good hardtail is a thing of beauty. There's nothing like it. And this is a good hardtail. I think I might have just popped my tire. Let's. Dang, I just popped my tire. I can feel the sealant on my leg. Wow, even with Cushcore.
Whoa.
That's the downfall to running XC tires. Even with Cushcore, I popped it. But I can see the snake bite on the rim, but not on the sidewall. So I just need to plug that. Yeah, these tires are kind of famous for that, especially in the desert here. The hole's not even that big. Well, that's good. It's a small hole. So that just goes to show, even with Cushcore, you can still pop a tire. And it's not surprising on a Schwalbe racing Ralph in the rocks of Sedona. That's too bad. Almost done with my ride. Now, one nice thing, the bead is still seated. Boy, that just goes to show how thin these Schwalbes are. If I can pop it through a Cushcore. And that was with higher pressure too. And between this and the Icon, XC tires out here are not great. I need a tire sponsor. Tires are so expensive. There's my plug. You spin it to the bottom. And it looks like it did pinch the bead, even with the Cushcore in there. Bummer, because I've been having fun railing on this. How am I gonna run a light wheel and tire if it can't handle the rocks out here? I'm gonna have to take it easy now. Oh, what a fun bike. Oh, this is so good. You got flowy stuff like this. Man, what a good setup. This has been super fun. My legs are tired, my body's tired, so there was a little less hooting and hollering, and I had pretty high expectations because that Banshee was so good. This met those expectations. This is in a tie with the Banshee for me still. Both fantastic bikes, have a very similar ride quality. The Banshee has that little bit higher stack, and you can really weight that front end a little bit more than this. This is no problem. I don't mean to make this sound bad, but this has that shorter rear end that makes it a little bit more fun and playful to manual and just goof off a little bit more. I would be totally happy with either one. The difference between the two is 1%, so there's more similar than difference. So both of these are tied for my favorite hardtail riding experience. The 120 fork on this is amazing. These lightweight wheels are amazing, and surprisingly, they didn't beat me up despite being envies. How does this compare to the DV9? The DV9 is more of a race rocket, and it's quicker, it accelerates faster. The DV9's a little bit stiffer. If you are more of an XC rider and you occasionally want to race and speed is more important to you, especially uphill speed, get the DV9. This and the Banshee feel super planted, and they feel like an enduro bike the way you can ride them. You can charge really hard, even though it's set up as a lightweight XC bike. I felt a little tiny bit more overwhelmed today on this than I did on the Banshee on a couple spots. I feel like the Banshee can charge 2% harder. It's all splitting hairs at this point. All three are fantastic bikes. If this is your flavor and you're not doing giant hucks to flat or massive jumps, I mean, even if you are, this and the Banshee can take it. The DV9 I wouldn't pick for big old jumps. I mean, small stuff, sure, it's gonna be just fine. But these bikes are like burly XC bikes that can just be railed and ridden so hard. And I think the geometry is perfect. 66 head angle, 422 chain stay, 450 reach. This thing is awesome, and I'm so glad I experimented and tried this because it feels absolutely fantastic. If you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and consider becoming a patron to support this channel. I've got a whole bunch of other reviews and tests and educational stuff that I do on the channel. Go through my old videos. There's a lot of great stuff in there that a lot of people haven't seen. I just scroll through them, see what you like. Thanks for watching. There's a party in the mountains, and you're invited.